Looks like there's about to be a bit of a team fight going on in dual lane. We're going to rotate back, try to cut this Janice off.
Ultimate is ready. Be careful.
Janice is very weak. Hachimon's able to get the pick onto Janice. There's a Hanbat's ultimate. We throw out our 1. We use our ultimate. We're able to get the pick onto 1. We're going to chase down or get some damage onto this Kumba. We get a double kill. We're going to go ahead and use our 3. We're able to clean up the Izanami, and that is a nice triple kill. We should rotate to the Gold Fury. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're going to be playing the Heistblade Pele in jungle. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, this skin is the 3rd skin you get in the Battle Pass. Pele is a very strong early game, and late game, as long as you can take out one of their squishy characters, you're doing your job in a team fight. So let's go ahead and jump into Pele's kit. Pele's 1, Pyro class. Pele flourishes and fires out a magma orb ahead of her in a line. Once the fire projectile reaches maximum distance, it hovers for a brief instant, solidifies, and then returns back in pieces, dealing damage to enemies on the way back. The number of shards returning is dependent on the rank of this ability. Pele has 2 charges of this ability. Pele's 2, Eruption. Pele fiercely erupts energy into the ground, exploding in an area around her, causing damage and knockup to all enemies. At ranks 3 and 5, the area expands again at a delay, dealing less damage and a smaller knockup. Pele's 3, Magma Rush. Pele churns the land around her, dealing damage to nearby enemies and providing constant movement speed while this ability is active. Toggle this ability again to enter a amplified state, expending more fuel but dealing more damage and providing additional movement speed. This ability has no cooldown but uses fuel and cannot be activated when below 10 fuel. This damage does not trigger item effects. So in your normal state, it's going to be 30%, and then in the amplified state, it's going to be 60% movement speed. The initial fuel cost is 5. The amplified fuel cost is 10. The damage is 10 at level 1 and 30 at level 5, and then the amplified is 20 to 80. Pele's ultimate, Volcanic Lightning. After a short warm-up, Pele dashes forward, dealing massive damage and applying a slow to the first enemy god hit, and then dealing additional damage to enemies behind in a cone. For the next 3 seconds or 3 attacks, every time Pele hits an enemy with a basic attack, she instead deals ability damage in a cone originating from that enemy. During this time, Pele's basic attack deals 50% reduced damage. The slow duration is going to be 3 seconds, and it's going to be a 20% slow at level 1, a 40% slow at level 5. And finally, Pele's passive, Everlasting Flame. When Pele drops below 50% health, her flame is set alight. She gains increased physical power, lifesteal, and ability lifesteal. This passive has a 30-second cooldown. She's going to gain 5 power plus 1 per level, so at level 1 she's going to gain 6 power, and then at level 20 she's going to gain 25 power. She's going to gain 40% lifesteal, 15% ability lifesteal, and the duration is 4 seconds. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point into our 3, level 2, put a point into our 1, level 3, put a point into our 2. Then we want to put another point into our 1 at level 4, point into our ultimate at level 5. We want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. We left spawn with the Bumba's Dagger and the tier 1 of Jotunn. I think it's very interesting how the meta has changed over the day. Now we're having solo and jungle go from the speed buff, harpy camps, to the blue buff. We're having mid start at red with the carry, and then we're having support start purple. The carry then rotates from red to purple, and everyone almost hits level 2.
Going for jungle buff.
I think that's a very interesting start, and it's pretty cool how people just knew to do this over the day. Played some games in the morning where people did not do this start, and then as the day went on, kind of everyone started using this start.
Thanks.
This skin is pretty cool. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's a pretty solid skin. We're gonna go ahead and just hit any camp we can find right now. Trying to get some golden XP. Rotate back to mid. Split some XP with Yanis.
Ultimate is down.
Gonna go ahead and rotate to our Harpy.
Enemies in the right.
We just hit level 5, so now we have some real aggression with our ultimate. Our ultimate is really good. Hun Bats is a perfect enemy god for this example. If Hun Bats jumps away from us, we can use our ultimate to immediately catch up to him and then burn him down. The enemy T goes into the left jungle. We're going to rotate onto him. There's Hun Bats. We're going to chase him. Activate it too. We're going to go use our ultimate, catch up to him, and we're able to burn him down. Luckily, the return damage from our 1 was enough to get the pick onto him. He was going to get away if we did not line that up perfectly. We're going to go ahead and back because our speed is about to respawn, and we're going to pick up the attack speed boots. The reason we're picking up the attack speed boots is for our ultimate. This whole build is kind of revolving around Pele's ultimate. We want to be able to get our 3 cone attacks off in a faster time than with the power boots, so we're going to go into the attack speed boots. The attack speed boots is also going to help us with our jungle clear and be a little bit more effective in the late game.
Going for jungle buff.
With Pele's 3, you should almost never be sitting at 100% fuel. You want to burn this and get around the jungle as quick as possible.
My way. Ultimate is down.
We're going to try to rotate up, help this King Arthur out. He goes down. Hun Bats is pretty weak. We might try to get a pick on Hun Bats. He's backing. We're going to blink in. But he's able to avoid it.
That could have gone better.
We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of invading. Red buff is up. There was a wave right there. I think we'd been better off clearing that wave with Jing Chen and then rotating to the red buff.
Thanks.
Attack the gold fury. On my way.
Hachiman looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. We're going to go ahead and rotate over. Jing is here as well. We're going to use our 3, activate it again to get the enhanced version. Hachiman's able to get the pick onto the Goomba. We're going to go ahead and clean up this wave. Hit the Scorpion, and then probably rotate to Gold Fury.
Attack the gold fury.
So getting this Greater Scorpion is going to provide us an enhanced red buff and an enhanced purple buff. The enhancement on the red buff is 7% lifesteal. And then the enhancement on the purple buff is an additional 15% attack speed.
Enemy ultimate down.
So the purple buff is going to go from 10 attack speed to 25% attack speed. We're going to go ahead and back. Our speed is up. We're going to be going into Jotunn's Wrath. Jotunn's Wrath did receive a buff in this patch. We're going to try to rotate to the blue buff, get some of this golden XP. It's not a big deal if we miss it. Luckily, we were able to get it.
Thanks. Ultimate is ready.
Be careful, right. Enemies in the right jungle.
We're going to go ahead and peek the enemy blue buff. It's not there. We're going to set up a ward.
Fall for my trap.
On my way. Enemy
The
ultimate
only
down.
time you should have 100 fuel on Pele's 3 is whenever you're thinking about going into a lane to be super aggressive. Janus uses his portal. He does not have that to get away. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate, burn him down, get some damage onto the Hun Bats, and then kind of run away.
Your right tower is under attack.
We're going to blink. Hun Bats is very weak.
That could have gone better.
Izanami's rotating in, so we're just going to fall back.
Retreat.
We got our pick. That's all we really wanted to do. So we're going to rotate and keep farming.
Going for jungle buff.
If we take a look above our health bar, the speed timer is at 30 seconds. Whenever it's at 20 seconds, if we back and then head to speed, we should arrive right as speed is spawning. We're backing a little early, but we have nothing else to really hit. We're going to go ahead and pick up Jotunn's Wrath. Jotunn's Wrath is going to provide 50 power, 150 mana, 10 flat penetration, and 20% cooldown reduction. It does not have a passive. We picked up Bumba's Dagger as our starter item. Bumba's Dagger is going to provide us 50 health, 50 mana, and it has a passive that your basic attacks deal an additional plus 15 true damage, and your abilities deal 30% damage versus jungle monsters. When a jungle monster is killed, you're restored for 10% of the monster's health and 25 mana. This can be upgraded at level 20. I'm going to go ahead and drop the blue buff. King Arthur is invading the enemy blue buff, so we're going to rotate up, try to help him out. Looks like he's able to secure it. Since we have pressure over in solo, we're going to go ahead and hit the Greater Scorpion. This Greater Scorpion is going to enhance our blue buff and our speed buff. It's going to provide the speed buff with an additional 10% crowd control reduction, and it's going to enhance the blue buff with an additional 10% cooldown reduction. The blue buff initially provides 10% cooldown reduction. Now it's going to provide 20%. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're able to avoid the Janus portal, and we're able to get the pick onto the Janus. We see Humbat's rotating in. We don't really want to fight him. If he has his ultimate, we're pretty much dead.
Be right back.
Red buff will be spawning soon, so we're going to rotate back, hit this Harpy camp. We don't want to sit at red and wait for it to spawn. We want to be farming other things and then make our way to red once it does spawn. Hachiman might need a little bit of help. He's pretty deep and SeanyB's rotating onto him. Kumba's nearby. We hear him. There he is. This might not be the best fight for us. Nope. We're going to run. On the old map, it was rude to take the carry's purple buff, so I think we're going to leave it for the carry. We're going to use our 2, get the knockup. SeanyB uses her beads. She's very weak. We throw out our 1, and Jing's able to get the pick onto her. Our speed is up, and it is enhanced. After going into Jotunn's, we're going to be going into Arondight. As always, the full build is in the description down below.
It is not a problem.
King Arthur secures our enhanced blue, so we're going to start heading towards mid. Waiting to see if Janus is going to overstep. Does not look like it, so we're just going to rotate out, go check his red buff.
Be careful, right.
Looks like they were able to secure the Greater Scorpion. There's the Hun Bats.
On my way.
Looks like there's about to be a bit of a team fight going on in dual lane. We're going to rotate back, try to cut this Janus off.
Ultimate is ready. Be careful.
Janus is very weak. Hachiman's able to get the pick onto Janus. There's a Hun Bat's ultimate. We throw out our 1. We use our ultimate. We're able to get the pick onto 1. We're going to chase down or get some damage onto this Kumba. We get a double kill. We're going to go ahead and use our 3. We're able to clean up the SeanyB, and that is a nice triple kill. We should rotate to the Gold Fury. Nice team fight from us. We're going to go ahead and secure this Gold Fury. We were pretty even in kills until that team fight. Now we're in the lead. We've also got a substantial gold lead after getting Gold Fury. We're going to go ahead and back and start picking up Arondight. Arondight's going to provide us 75 power and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that once we finish ulting, we're going to reveal all enemy gods within 120 units for 8 seconds. While moving towards enemies, we're going to gain 30% movement speed, and our next basic attack is going to deal 40 damage plus 30% of our physical power. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. So whenever we ult, our next basic attack is going to deal 50% less damage, however, is going to be enhanced by Arondight.
Enemies in the left.
We're basically building for the ult. Once we ult, we want to unleash all of our damage, and then if we die, that's fine. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a pick before we go down. I feel like Pele has a very strong early game. She's able to rotate around the map really effectively because of her 3. She's able to chase down enemies with her ultimate, and she has some pretty good setup with her 2. In the late game, she can be a little bit squishy, and it does involve you getting pretty close to the enemy to get your abilities off. We thought Humbass was going to jump towards us. He does not. So in the late game, we're really just dive. We want to either get a pick on the Janus, the Izanami, or the Hunbats. If we can get a pick on one and get the other 2 pretty weak, we've done our job. Mulan's here. We have not really tested our damage or her damage against each other.
They can't handle us.
Nice. Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
Thanks.
Whenever we are rotating to a lane to get some damage onto an enemy, we want to double tap R3 so that way we get the amplified version. The amplified version is going to provide us additional movement speed and some additional damage. Usually with Pele, you just want to get close to the enemy and then completely dump your kit onto them. We're going to go ahead and step out, try to avoid this damage from the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer, once killed, is going to provide a buff to everyone on your team when they leave Fountain. They're going to gain 40% increased movement speed for 40 seconds? No, it's going to last for 15 seconds. And if we look below our Titan on the minimap, there is an orange circle, and that represents our timer for the Pyromancer.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
With Pele, if we can weave in auto attacks between our abilities, we definitely want to try to do so. We're going to throw our 1 through the wall, get Humbats to move. He uses his jump, we're going to ult onto him, use our 2, hit him with some basics, and we're able to clean up the Humbats. If we can get the enemy to dash, we want to immediately ult onto them. That's the second time we've caught Humbats because of that. He jumps and then we just ult him. Izanami's in a bit of a bad position. Mulan's on us. We're taking a decent amount of damage. We're going to kind of use our 3, get away. We're going to throw out our 2. We were trying to hunt down the invisible Izanami. Mulan's still on us. That is a lot of damage. And she cleans us up. I think the only thing we really could have done right there is avoid the fight. We kind of chased down the Izanami, used our 2 to try to hunt her down, or we could have tried to beat her. But her 1 did 760 damage to us. We were not expecting that at all. That was our first damage check against Mulan, and it looks like we want to avoid her. We do not want to deal with that. So we're going to pick up Hydra's Lament. Hydra's Lament is going to provide us 40 physical power, 10% cooldown reduction, and 10 MP5. Hydra's Lament has 2 passives. The first one is for 8 seconds after an ability, your next basic attack will deal an additional 40% damage. And then the second passive, you're going to gain 2.5 MP5 per 10% of your missing mana. So now we can use our 3, and then we're going to have 8 seconds to land a basic. Then we can use our 2, land a basic, throw a 1, land a basic, throw another 1, land a basic. Also, whenever we ult, our next basic is going to be enhanced by Hydras and Arondight.
On my way.
The enemy team is on Fire Giant, and Janus is doing a good job stalling. We got 2 people off. He's pretty weak. We're going to go ahead and just backstep into the Janus portal. Don't really want to fight with the Kumba. Jing is applying some pressure. We do have our ultimate. We want Jing to ult them and then throw them towards us. Use our ultimate. We get some good damage onto the Izanami. Humbat's ultimate. We're going to use our beads and then fall back. We get hit by a Janus portal. We're going to start running away. We throw it 2 just in case anyone was chasing. And it looks like we are out. We're basically out of the fight, so we're just going to go ahead and back.
This could slice right through bone.
An enemy has been slain. They can't handle us.
It looks like our team was able to clean up their team from that fight. We did bait out the Xbalanque ultimate. Not the Xbalanque, the Humbat's ultimate. We're going to go ahead and hit the Greatest Scorpion while our team's getting Fire Giant. The ideal combo with Pele, you definitely want to throw your 1, then use your 2. The knockup will make it easier to get the return damage. The reason you want to max out your 1 over your other abilities is it's going to have more return damage. We're going to blink onto the Kumba. Try to apply some real pressure to him. We're going to activate our 3, get some basics on him, throw out our 1. We're going to use our ultimate. He uses his ultimate. We're able to secure the tower. We wanted some people focusing on the tower and then some people trying to get the pick onto Kumba. Our team got the tier 2 in left. Now we're working on the tier 2 in mid. Somebody says place the ward for teleport, so we throw 1 out. Probably not in the best spot, but hey, he asked and we delivered. They make the call to go for the tier 2. I say let's get the Gold Fury. It is an Oni Fury. It's really going to allow us to establish some pressure. The Oni Fury is going to spawn an enhanced minion wave in each lane. This enhanced minion wave is going to be able to destroy the enemy minion wave and then push up. We're going to rotate behind this team fight. We don't want to go directly in like our team. We want to find a squishy and then dive them. Izanami's here. We're going to use our 2. She uses her Aegis. Hachimon's able to get the pick and get a triple kill. Now it's just the enemy Janus up, so we're going to go ahead and rotate to the middle Phoenix. We also have left lane pretty far pushed up. We should be able to get this left Phoenix as well. We get the minions in. So if you are attacking a tower or a Phoenix without minions in the circle, you're going to be dealing half the damage. Once the minions get in the tower circle or the Phoenix circle, you're going to be dealing the real amount of damage. We're just a little bit of gold short of being able to pick up Heartseeker, so we're going to wait and buy it. Heartseeker is going to provide us 65 physical power, 200 mana, 20 MP5, and 10% penetration. It has a passive that whenever we damage an enemy with an ability, we're going to deal 2% of the target's maximum health. This effect can scale up based off of our power. If we have over 200 power, it starts scaling up and it caps out at 400 power. It can scale up to 5% per ability. Subsequent hits on the same target are going to deal 75% of the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds. So right now our physical power is at 382. We're almost at the cap. We're going to go ahead and take this Greater Scorpion. We catch the Humbats. We're going to use our 2. We're going to use our ultimate. We're going to immediately catch up to him. Poor guy. We've done that to him 3 times this game.
Thanks.
I think it makes sense to go and push the tier 2 over in right.
Attack right lane.
So with our build right now, we do plan on going into Bumba's Hammer. Bumba's Hammer is going to provide us an additional 20% cooldown, which is going to put us over the cap. Right now we are sitting at the cap, which is 40% cooldown. So we are going to want to sell our Jotunn's Wrath and then pick up a different item. We're going to push up. It looks like it's just Goomba. And then there's Janice. We get stunned. We're going to go ahead and use our beads. We don't know what's coming from the left. We're going to use our 2, try to get the knockup. Throw out our 1. Janice is able to get the pick onto 1. We're going to try to get some damage onto this Goomba. We use our ultimate. That's a Hun Bat's ultimate. We're going to use our 2. We're able to get the pick onto the Hun Bats. Janice is able to get the pick onto the Goomba. Now we're just going to push this Phoenix. We're going to fall back. Oh boy. 20 health. We're probably going to have to get out. There's not much we can do with under 100 health.
Give up this easy. I didn't come.
We're going to go ahead back, get our wards and our health potions.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy Phoenix.
Group up.
Fire Giant is spawning, so that is probably the objective we're going to go for as a team.
Attack Fire Giant.
Janice says to bait fire. We're going to go ahead and get some wards set up. Kumba's nearby. I'm going to go ahead and get some damage on the Kumba. We kind of melt him. We are mezzed. We get hit by the Janice ultimate.
Enemy ultimate down.
Ultimate is ready.
Janice is working on the Pyromancer. We're going to help him out. For some reason, we back up, and we're just okay with not getting that Pyromancer that we started. Kumba's very weak. We're going to go ahead and help secure the fire.
Enemy has been slain.
Attack left lane.
We're going to go ahead and hit this Greatest Scorpion. The left Phoenix is back up.
Down.
Ultimate is
We're going to
ready.
go through jungle, try to stay away from our team. That way we can catch anybody rotating in or catch somebody off guard. Hun Bats is a little overstepped. If he rotates this way, we'll be able to cut him off. It looks like he's just going back the defensive way.
Don't get caught.
We're going to get some damage onto the Titan from range. We don't really want to just run in there. We'll let our tanks get in there first. Titan's losing its health.
Laying low.
We're going to use our ultimate, and we're able to get the win. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.